jedno w głowie mam, koksu 5 gram, odlecie.
Poverty is a state of having few material possessions or little income. Poverty can have diverse social, economic, and political causes and effects. It just so happens that Burundi lives in extreme poverty. Burundi is the poorest country in the world with a population of 12.55 million citizens, each having only about $270 to their name. Burundi is a landlocked country lacking resources and with almost non-existent industrialization. Thankfully, their economy is expected to improve at least 3% in 2023. But that's not only the difference when comparing these two countries.
Burundi and Japan are very different places culturally, in religion, education, and location. Burundi is located in East Africa. Most people are Roman Catholic and speak a mix of English, French, and Kirundi. Education is free in the country and taught mainly in Kirundi. Primary education is mandatory. Burundi also has a rich cultural heritage. Most notably, folk songs and dances are danced and sung by Burundians as a part of honoring their culture. The weather there is also known for having dry season and wet seasons, with an equatorial tropical climate. And even though life in Burundi is hard, people from Burundi are known for having a lot of hospitality and being very humble.
Burundi's economic growth is more than 70% from agriculture. The average salary per hour is $5.50, and their poverty rate is 96.60%. Burundi's poverty is mostly due to elite corruption and natural disasters that quickly destroy homes, towns, and cities. Even though it may seem impossible to let a situation or state of an economy get so bad, there are many factors like its location, landmass, and population that have contributed to making Burundi drown in debt and poverty. To stop this, Burundians need to impose themselves through free and credible elections as self-organized citizens responsible for the future of a democratic country like theirs.
Japan is the third largest potential in the world with a sum of $4.94 trillion. Manufacturing has been the most remarkable feature of Japan's economic growth. Today, Japan is a world leader in manufacturing and electrical appliances, electronics, automobiles, ships, machine tools, optical and precision equipment, machinery, and chemicals. Nevertheless, Japan's poverty rate is almost 5 times less than the rates of Burundi. And now you're probably wondering, Japan is so rich, why is Burundi so poor? And how can we stop that?
On the other hand, Japan is located in East Asia and most people's religion is Shintoism or Buddhism, and their official language is Japanese. The level of Japanese education is high, even by world standards, with teens and kids usually having 12 years of education. But not only is it different, the education itself, but also the materials provided such as the books, desks, chairs, and more. Japanese people are known for being very polite, punctual, and kind. Japan's culture has to do with festivals and art, with a lot of influences from Chinese culture and Korean culture as well.
Burundi has an abundant resources of minerals. Its soil contains deposits of gold, nickel, copper, cobalt, titanium ore, tin ore, tungsten ore, and rare earth gems and stones. Some of these metallic elements are used to make high-tech devices such as smartphones and computer hard disks, things we use every day. But as well as abundant resources, they also have exploited resources. Since most of the revenue that Burundi gets is from agriculture, deforestation has posed a significant problem. Because clearing for agriculture leaves previously protected lands vulnerable to illegal logging and poaching of wildlife. Burundi lacks clean water, food, sanitation, and electricity, as well as establishments like schools and health centers that citizens need as a basic service.
While Japan has an abundance of natural minerals like coal, iron ore, zinc, lead, copper, sulfur, gold, and silver, Japan also has large deposits of limestone. And even though they are rich, they exploit all the resources for production services. Since Japan is one of the main producers all over the world, most of their reserves are often exploited to make more revenue after people purchase items made of their natural materials or the natural resources themselves. The main resource they exploit is oil. They lack supplies for electricity and end up using their means to the extent where they end up exploiting them, or in other words, overusing them.
Se sabe que los japoneses son muy inteligentes y creativos, por lo que han hecho muchos inventos geniales. Burundi necesita toda la ayuda que puede obtener cuando se trata de la tecnología, pero algunas cosas son más importantes que otras. Estos son los inventos de Japón que creemos Burundi y otros países bajos ingresos deberían usar. Laptops, especialmente las laptops Ekio, son duraderos, económicos, inalámbricos y tienen una pantalla potente que se puede leer bajo de la luz solar directa. La computadora portátil es lo suficientemente resistente para los niños que van a la escuela al aire libre y suficientemente resistente para los niños de las regiones más remotas. Otros dispositivos que podrían ayudar a Burundi son las cámaras. Algunos niños tienen un sistema inmune horrible que les causa enfermedades con mucha frecuencia. Cuando se enferman, no pueden ir a la escuela en las condiciones en que están. Las cámaras pueden permitir a los niños que aprendan desde la comodidad de sus propios hogares. Los maestros pueden tomar videos de las clases y los niños pueden verlos fácilmente para que no se pierdan sus clases.
Research by UNESCO indicates that if all students in low-income countries had basic reading and writing skills, an estimated 171 million people could escape extreme poverty. And if all adults completed secondary education, we could cut the world's poverty rates in half. Then, parents would be able to provide better education for their children, and poverty would decrease. If we used our inventions to help people in poor places like Burundi, inventions like the life straw, mobile technology, kickstart irrigation pump, and the life sack would help many more people and many others to come.
There are many solutions to poverty, like equality. Minorities are shown to earn less than privileged people in general. For example, women. Women own less than 20% of agriculture land in parts of Africa and Asia, yet they make up to 60% of the agriculture workforce. We believe that women are the backbone of the world's work in agriculture. When women have opportunities, the yield on their farm increases, and so do their incomes. After this, natural resources will be even better managed. So when this is achieved, things like nutrients are improved and livelihoods are more secure, since crime rates would go down because people won't need to do things like steal to have a place to sleep at night.
This is the amount of resources in Burundi put into a mathematical graph. This shows how much of each resource they have in total or a worldwide scale. We can all help solve poverty. It is very clear that countries like Burundi need help or learn from countries like Japan. Though very different, they could both use things that the other has. While Japan is rich in currency, Burundi is rich in flora and fauna. If we just made things like education, technology, jobs, and healthcare more affordable, inexpensive, or more accessible, we could help decrease poverty, hunger, and many other worldwide problems. Even if it's just by bringing awareness to the issue or helping anyone in need, together we can help stop poverty. Every single step on the way matters, because by taking action, we can all help fight poverty and even end it.